Hello everyone, welcome to Current Affairs MCQs program. Let's begin with previous day's practice question. Question was, the commission criticized certain governors for lacking impartiality and wisdom, noting that many governors see themselves as union agents, leading to a worsening situation. The recommendation for governors to remain detached from local politics is still far from reality. The above views are expressed by which of the following commissions? Sarkaria Commission, Strachey Commission, Khosla Commission or Mandal Commission? The correct answer is option A, Sarkaria Commission. The Sarkaria Commission report 1988 lamented that some governors have failed to display the qualities of impartiality and sagacity expected of them. It added that many governors looking forward to further office under the union or an active role in politics after their tenure came to regard themselves as agents of the union. Since then, the situation has only worsened. The Commission's recommendation that the governor should be a detached figure and not too intimately connected with the local politics of the state remains wishful thinking. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Now let's begin today's session. First question is regarding VIgyan, that is PRITHvi scheme. Consider the following statements. 1. It is an initiative of the Ministry of Science and Technology in collaboration with Niti Aayog. 2. It aims to enhance Earth system sciences and offer reliable services for the country by comprehensively addressing all 5 components of the Earth system. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? The correct answer is option B, 2 only. The Union Cabinet has approved the overarching scheme VIgyan or PRITHvi of the Ministry of Earth Sciences for implementation during the period from 2021-26 at an overall cost of Rs 4,797 crores. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. The scheme encompasses 5 ongoing sub-schemes, namely Atmosphere and Climate Research Modeling Observing Systems and Services, that is ACROS, Ocean Services Modeling Application Resources and Technology, that is OSMART, Polar Science and Cryosphere Research, that is PACER, Seismology and Geosciences, SAGE, and Research, Education, Training and Outreach, that is REACH Out. The overarching scheme of PRITHvi will holistically address all the 5 components of the Earth system to improve the understanding of the Earth system sciences and to provide reliable services for the country. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Next question is regarding New Space India Limited or NSIL. Consider the following statements. 1. NSIL, formed under the Companies Act 2013, is mostly owned by private companies with a smaller government stake. 2. It helps Indian industries engage in advanced space activities and promotes the use of products and services from India's space program. 3. It is set to launch GSAT-20 aboard SpaceX Falcon 9 in 2024. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3 or none? The correct answer is option B, only 2. NSIL, incorporated on 6th March 2019 under the Companies Act 2013, is a wholly owned Government of India company under the administrative control of the Department of Space. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. Its primary responsibility is enabling Indian industries to take up high technology space related activities and is also responsible for promotion and commercial exploitation of the products and services emanating from the Indian space program. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The commercial arm of the Indian Space Research Organization, New Space India Limited, is set to launch GSAT-20 aboard SpaceX Falcon 9 in 2024. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Falcon 9 is the world's first orbital class reusable 2-stage rocket designed and manufactured by SpaceX for the reliable and safe transport of people and payloads into Earth orbit and beyond. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Next question is regarding policy interventions to curb child marriages. Consider the following statements. 1. According to the National Family Health Survey 5, West Bengal has experienced substantial decline in the number of child marriages. 2. Kanyashri Prakalp scheme incentivizes the schooling of teenage girls aged 13 to 18. 3. Rupashri Prakalp scheme provides cash incentives for girls' marriages. How many of the above statements are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none? The correct answer is option B, only two. Despite the implementation of multiple policy interventions in West Bengal aimed at curbing child marriage, the region has experienced a substantial surge of 32.3% in the incidence of child marriages. This increase corresponds to over 500,000 additional girls getting married as children. The National Family Health Survey 5 2019-21 indicates that the prevalence of women aged 20 to 24 years married before 18 remains high in West Bengal at 41.6% compared to the national figure of 23.3%. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. Launched in 2013, Kanyashri Prakalp incentivizes the schooling of teenage girls aged 13 to 18 while simultaneously discouraging child marriage. The scheme has covered 81 lakh girls according to the West Bengal budget for 2023-24. Hence, statement 2 is correct. In addition to Kanyashri, the state government runs the Rupashri Prakalp, providing cash incentives for girls' marriages. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Next question is regarding the Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code 2021. Consider the following statements. 1. Ministry of Information and Broadcasting had notified these guidelines to regulate over-the-top platforms. 2. These rules establish a 3-tier grievance redressal mechanism for OTT platforms. 3. They provide for self-classification of the content without any involvement of Central Board of Film Certification. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, or 1, 2 and 3? The correct answer is option B, 2 and 3 only. In 2022, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology had notified the Information Technology, Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rules 2021 to regulate over-the-top platforms. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. The rules establish a soft-touch self-regulatory architecture with a code of ethics and a 3-tier grievance redressal mechanism for OTT platforms. Hence, statement 2 is correct. They provide for self-classification of the content without any involvement of Central Board of Film Certification. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Next question is regarding the Supreme Court Legal Services Committee. Consider the following statements. 1. It was constituted under Section 3A of the Legal Services Authorities Act 1987. 2. It consists of a chairperson and 5 members nominated by the Chief Justice of India. 3. CJI can appoint the secretary to the committee. How many of the above statements are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, or none? The correct answer is option B, only 2. The SCL-SC was constituted under Section 3A of the Legal Services Authorities Act 1987 to provide free and competent legal services to the weaker sections of society in cases falling under the top court's jurisdiction. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Section 3A of the Act states that the National Legal Services Authority shall constitute the committee. The SCL-SC consists of a chairperson and 9 members nominated by the CJI. The committee in turn can appoint officers and other employees as prescribed by the Centre in consultation with the CJI. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Further, the CJI can appoint the secretary to the committee. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Next question is, Mudasarlova Reservoir, which was recently seen in the news, is located in which of the following state? Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, or Maharashtra? The correct answer is option A, Andhra Pradesh. Mudasarlova Reservoir is a reservoir in Vishakhapatnam. The government of Andhra Pradesh built a floating solar power plant on the reservoir. It is situated near Arilova Health City between the lush green hills of Kambalakonda and Simhachalam and provides about 1 million gallons of drinking water per day to the city households. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Next question is regarding the transfer of sentenced persons in a foreign country to India. Consider the following statements. 1. India has the unique privilege of entering into prisoner transfer treaties with all the United Nations member countries. 2. It allows a person convicted of a crime to be transferred to his or her home country to serve the prison sentence. 3. For the prisoner to serve the rest of his or her sentence in India, there must not be a standing appeal against his committal to person in a foreign country. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, or none? The correct answer is option B, only 2. As of December-January 2023, India has signed a transfer of sentenced persons in a foreign country to India agreement with 31 countries. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. India has entered into prisoner transfer treaties with many nations that allow a person convicted of a crime to be transferred to his or her home country to serve the prison sentence. Hence, statement 2 is correct. A prisoner who wants to be transferred should notify the Indian embassy or consulate of his or her desire. The application then must be approved by the foreign country and the Government of India. For the prisoner to serve the rest of his or her sentence in India, there must not be a standing appeal against his committal to prison in a foreign country. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Next question is regarding the Nuclear Proliferation Treaty. Consider the following statements. 1. The NPT aims to curb nuclear weapon proliferation, promote peaceful nuclear energy use, and advance disarmament goals through an international treaty. 2. It is the sole obligatory pledge in a multilateral treaty for nuclear weapon states to pursue disarmament. 3. While India has recently joined the NPT, Israel has refused to join it. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 and 2 only, 2 only, 3 only, or 1, 2 and 3? The correct answer is option A, 1 and 2 only. The NPT is an international treaty whose objective is to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and weapons technology, to foster the peaceful uses of nuclear energy, and to further the goal of disarmament. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It represents the only binding commitment in a multilateral treaty to the goal of disarmament by the nuclear weapon states. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The treaty was signed in 1968 and entered into force in 1970. Presently, it has 191 member states. Both Israel and India are not signatories of the NPT. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Next question is consider the following statements. 1. Anti-Ballistic Missile Treaty, an arms control treaty, was ratified in 1972 between India and Pakistan. 2. The Russian president has suspended the New START Treaty, which is the last remaining nuclear arms control pact between Russia and the United States. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? The correct answer is option B, 2 only. Anti-Ballistic Missile Treaty 1972, the treaty from which the United States withdrew from on June 13, 2002, barred Washington and Moscow from deploying nationwide defenses against strategic ballistic missiles. Therefore, it is not related to India and Pakistan. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. In the treaty preamble, the two sides asserted the effective limits on anti-missile systems would be a substantial factor in curbing the race in strategic offensive arms. It came into force in February 2011 and was extended in 2021 for 5 more years after US President Joe Biden took office. The Russian president has said Russia is suspending participation in the New START nuclear arms reduction treaty with the United States after accusing the West of being directly involved in attempts to attack its strategic air bases. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Last question is regarding AUKUS. Consider the following statements. 1. It is a quadrilateral security partnership between Australia, the UK, the US and India on similar lines as the Quad grouping. 2. It will enhance information and technology sharing, fostering deep integration of security and defense science, technology, industrial bases and supply chains. 3. The first initiative under AUKUS is a commitment to support Australia and India in acquiring nuclear-powered submarines. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3 or none? The correct answer is option A, only 1. In September 2021, leaders of Australia, the United Kingdom and the United States announced the creation of an enhanced trilateral security partnership called AUKUS. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. AUKUS is intended to strengthen the ability of each government to support security and defense interests, building on long-standing and ongoing bilateral ties. It will promote deeper information sharing and technology sharing and foster deeper integration of security and defense-related science, technology, industrial bases and supply chains. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The first initiative under AUKUS is a commitment to support Australia in acquiring nuclear-powered submarines for the Royal Australian Navy. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. The second initiative intends to enhance joint capabilities and interoperability, focusing on cyber capabilities, artificial intelligence, quantum technologies, and additional undersea capabilities. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Now it's time for the practice question. Regarding the United Nations Convention on the Law of Sea 1982, consider the following. 1. It is an international agreement that establishes the legal framework for marine and maritime activities. 2. It is the sole global convention outlining state jurisdiction in maritime areas, assigning distinct legal statuses to various maritime zones. 3. The contiguous zone is one of the 5 zones created by the UNCLOS. How many of the statements given above are not correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, or none? Send the answer of this question in the comment section. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.